Dawgface sat down with real life street stars and they did an interview. And they got to talking about Jay Prince Sr. and the son, the daddy, the rap a lot, the whole label, and they impact on the music industry. And Dawgface went in on Jay Prince Jr., bro. And I agree with a lot of what he's saying. He not fit to be a leader. His daddy failed him because they gave him too much. He got more than he can handle. Ever since Mob Ties has been a label, all you see associated with it is BS. Every time somebody get with Jay Prince Jr., they go down. I don't care if it's takeoff. I don't care if it's Duke the Jeweler. Now they saying he was involved with the whole Ben 10 situation. I mean, he really just a little rich kid playing gangster. I don't even understand why he the one running the label. He ain't got no talent. It was the other brother, Jazz. That's the one that signed Drake. He should be the one that they got in the leadership position. He seemed like he got more sense. But Jay Prince Jr. just I don't know, he think he his daddy. And he far from that, cause Pops was the real deal. He the one put all the work in. Jay Prince Jr. just living off his daddy name, and he walking around acting like he John Gotti or somebody. But let's get into this interview with Dawgface.
Do you feel like Jay Prince Jr. is messing up his dad's legacy?
I feel like Smackwater that you asked me that dumbass question. I love you to death. Why you asking me that dumbass question when you know the legacy of Rap a Lot? Listen, we need to get the rid of this mob tag. Ever since mob tag been in effect, that ain't been nothing but a bunch of goofy dumbass. Mob ties, Rap a Lot. When you think about Rap a Lot, we think about strength. We think about business savvy. We think about command. Without Jay Prince Sr., you don't have none of this you see happening in the South. Period. Ain't no Master P. Ain't no Tony Draper. Ain't none of that. Ain't no Birdman Slim. None of that. Bird, listen, the South owes everything to Jay Prince. Everything. Atlanta owes everything to Jay Prince. The two most impactful people in the history of Southern hip hop is Jay Prince Sr. and Luke Skywalker. It don't get no bigger than that. Nobody has made more sacrifices to build and to take control of hip hop than those two human beings.
I usually be agreeing with Dawgface, but I don't know what the hell he talking about with that. Uncle Luke and Jay Prince Jr., a senior. Maybe Jay Prince Sr. would rap a lot, but Uncle Luke, his impact ain't been that, or he need to do some further explaining. How the hell do Uncle Luke and Jay Prince go past Master P? This man was the first person to even really make money. He got a 90-10 split. What about Cash Money and Baby, man? He tripping. I don't think Uncle Luke and Jay Prince can mess with P and Baby. He got to put up some facts. He got to show some paperwork to prove that.
Jay Prince, listen, so Junior, don't forget, Junior was born a millionaire. Junior is really a trust fund baby. And that's of no fault of his own. Because Senior was supposed to put his kids in the position to win. But like he said in his book, right? Did you ever read a Senior's book?
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't read it all.
Listen.
But it was
one of the things
though.
that he said, I'm going to answer your question with this. Don't think I forgot it.
Yeah.
One of the things that Senior said in his book, The Art, we just going to call it The Art, right? Is he talked about the dichotomy of how Black people raise their children, Black people who live in poverty and Black people who have some degree of affluence. He talked about how Black people who raise their kids in the ghetto, right? They don't shield their kids for anything. They want their kids to see the world for what it is because they think they're making them stronger by showing them drugs, by showing them all the crazy shit that goes on in the community. They want them to see it because they know if I can see it, if I can teach them this at a young age, they know how to navigate their way around all the crazy shit they're going to be subjected to see, right?
Right.
So Black people who live in the ghetto, they don't protect them kids for nothing. They want the kids to see the worst of the worst because if I show you the worst of the worst, you'll be able to take what you see and navigate your way around it, through it, over it, or beneath it, right? So rich people, people of means of substance, they try to shield their kids from the ugly part of life. They don't want them to see it. That's why most of the kids who grew up in affluence and grow up in wealthy environments, they are drawn back to all the crazy shit because they want to see it, right? Jay Prince Jr. Jr. is a trust fund baby.
I understand where he coming from. But honestly, I just think Jay Prince Jr. is a clown, man. He just a goofy. Some people just, they born like that because while what he's saying is true, rich people do tend to shield their kids away from negative things, while people that live in the hood, you're a little more willing to expose them to it because you know they're going to get exposed to it. You would rather be the person telling them about it than one of their little friends or somebody just as inexperienced as them. That's just, that's just a parent trying to prepare their child. I don't see nothing wrong with that because I feel in most cases it works. I mean, most kids that grow up in a wealthy environment or most kids from the suburbs, they don't end up acting like Jay Prince or wanting to be rappers or perpetuating this mafia lifestyle. Most kids from the suburbs grow up and go to school, get a job, and live a regular square life. Just like most people that's from poverty or from the hood, they don't end up being a part of mob ties. That's just Jay Prince Jr. That's just what he wants to do. And this is one in every family. We all know somebody who grew up with two parents and just a perfect childhood and they still want to go out there and commit a robbery or something. That's just life. I don't necessarily think you can put that on Jay Prince Jr., man. I'm sure that man did the best he could for the boy. That he just, to me, he's deeply insecure. That's how he come off to me. He ain't really sure of himself. That's why he trying to act like his daddy. He ain't his own man yet.
He's trying his hardest to live up to the reputation of his father. And I'm trying to say this with as much respect and as I possibly can. I want to give Senior his props. I grew up listening to the first Ghetto Boys. It's in my hip hop playlist, my hip hop legendary, the golden era of hip hop, right? Mm-hmm. I was more drawn towards the Ghetto Boys than I was to anything else coming up, right? Because I liked how raw they were. My family originally from Alabama and Georgia, right? So I liked how unapologetic and how raw he was.
Right.
In the face of from up north trying to hold him back. Jay Prince Jr. is single-handedly tarnishing the reputation and tarnishing the image and tarnishing the legacy of everything that his father built because he's trying to be something that he is not. You're not a gangster. You grew up, you went to private school, you were born a millionaire. He probably came home from the hospital in a Rolls Royce, right? Mm-hmm. So when you look at who he is and the level of education that he really has, because he's no dummy, he's a super educated. When you look at the position he finds himself in, he finds himself in positions that even who grew up in the most destitute set of circumstances don't find themselves in that position. And it's because he really green when it comes to the street. He doing by trial and error, bro. He doing by trial. Jay Prince Jr. is doing that who were born and raised in poverty know better than to do. Because he's trying to be his old man, right? But he's going about it all the wrong way. That respect, he doesn't really understand respect. He's saying it, it's like a talking point for him, like a politician now. Junior is a politician. He knows all the right things to say. But when he's put in a situation to where he has to live up to that shit, he has failed miserably every time. From the takeoff situation to the Duke the Jeweler situation, right? And now to this situation here, all epic fails. And there's been other smaller events that have taken place since Singleton gave him control of the reins. Now, can we control what our kids do? No. We raise them to the best of our ability and we set them free and we hope they make us proud. So I'm not blaming him, but in a sense, I am blaming him because he made that man the face of all things Rap-A-Lot, of all things Mob Ties, and he was not ready. And he's proving that he's not ready by all the different things he finds himself in. Junior, he should be suspended. He should be suspended from all things Mob Ties, all things Rap-A-Lot. He should be suspended because he's an embarrassment to his father.
Crazy.
He's an embarrassment. And I say that with as much respect as I can muster. When you look at, has he built on the legacy of the respect, right? It's Jay Prince respect.
Right.
That's really the whole point of a rich man having sons, or wanting sons, a predecessor, because you're supposed to pick up where the old man left off and take it to the next level for the next generation. And Jay Prince Jr. has not done that. Rap a Lot ain't had a popping artist since since the daddy was around. I think last time they probably had somebody popping was Lil Flip or something like that. Willie D and the damn Ghetto Boys. That shit was 40 years ago at this point. Jay Prince Jr. ain't Finesse 2 times. That's the only person I done seen him sign, and Finesse begging to get away from his ass. So that tell you all you need to know about him. The only thing that's kept Rap a Lot name in the papers for the last 10, 15 years is like Drake. And he ain't really officially signed to them. And it was Jazz Prince, the other brother who brought him in. That wasn't even Jay Prince Jr. So I mean, what can you say about him except shit? He did fail. He wasn't able to take the family name to the next level. Everything that he's been associated with, he got the family and there's nothing but beef. Rigged dice games and bad contracts and stuff like that. So I gotta agree with Dawgface on this one. Jay Prince Jr. did not live up to his name, and he really is destroying the legacy of that Prince family name.
Because he just knew not to play with Senior, right? Didn't start playing with Senior in his name until he put his son in control and turned him loose. And so most of the things that people question Senior about now, it all comes before that son. That son he has there is a bad seed, bro. And he's trying to be something that he's not. And the whole world can see that he's not his father.